Hey everybody, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. Let's do a quick update on our severe weather threat heading our way because it's kind of deceiving now. We've got some cool temperatures out there and a lot of us thinking maybe we're going to get wedged in a little bit. Well, what's going on is we actually have a warm front which is situated roughly between us and Columbia, goes back to Greenville, and then goes into northeast Georgia. So this warm front is actually traveling to the north, and underneath it you can see the individual cells that have been popping out. You can tell it's a warm front for a couple reasons. One, the warmer air, but look at the surge in moisture. Dew points underneath that warm front are in the 60s right now, and if you look below that warm front, that's where you're seeing a surge in what we call STP. This is called significant tornado parameter, and notice how it is surging ahead of this storm and pushing up to the northeast. So all of these cells in here we have to watch. They're developing as this whole system moves to the north and east and will be heading our way. So let's take a look at the impacts we're expecting today. Still expecting damaging winds to be our main concern, and the tornado threat is elevated as well. That's something that we're worried about. But notice how the threat is higher as you go to the south. That's mainly because that warm front is going to be traveling north, and depending on how far north it gets, areas around Charlotte and south certainly have the highest risk for severe weather today. It's just a medium threat, but that's a little bit higher than we've seen recently, and the higher risk is down here in South Carolina, the Midlands of South Carolina. So let's go back and kind of show you how this should unfold today. Based on the model data. So what I'm going to do is put in our short range rapid refresh model, and we'll start this morning and go into the afternoon hours, and we'll go to about lunchtime here, and you can see the cells that are developing. Now what's likely going to occur is anything in here south is going to be having the threat for severe weather. So right around 12 o'clock, maybe even 1 o'clock, we're going to start to see the threat move in. So this is 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll go to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and you can see that first wave moves through with the possible supercells that are rotating. Now if we keep going, it looks like another band, maybe the squall line, comes through sometime, it looks like maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 o'clock tonight. Right around 8 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock it moves through. So that's what I was talking about, the two waves yesterday. This first wave, probably more of a tornado threat because of the individual nature of the cells, but then that second line will have the threat for the possibility of damaging winds, and then that moves through pretty quickly, and that'll be gone by about 9 o'clock. Once it moves through, there'll be some leftover showers, but nothing that we have to be overly concerned about compared to the first two waves that are moving through. So let me show you the outlook. That's the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, but I want to break this down by tornado chances. You could see we are in the 2% tornado chance for Charlotte, 5% down here. Hail chances, pretty low, 5% to our south. But here's the wind threat. We are actually in the 15% wind risk over Charlotte, with 30% down here. So you kind of get the idea. Tornado threat is a little bit lower, but down in South Carolina will be higher. The wind threat is still going to be the one that we're going to be most concerned about over the next 48 hours, or really 24 hours. So here's a look at the system again. I'll loop this a couple times to kind of give you an idea on what's going on, because it's really cold. The air is stable over us now, but what's happening in this warm front, you can see it traveling through North Carolina. Notice how the dew points start to go up, and I'll stop this real quickly, but that warm front looks to be somewhere right in here. You can see basically 50s to the north and then 60s and 70s to the south. This warm front is pushing north, and it's going to bring in this really warm, humid air mass, and you can see the severe weather breaking out, and these individual cells are the ones that really have me concerned, because those are the type that have the tendency to rotate. So I'll be tracking it throughout the afternoon. Stay weather aware, especially around Charlotte South. Further north, Interstate 40 north, your threat is much lower than it is around Charlotte South. So that kind of breaks down the area, but we'll have complete coverage today throughout the afternoon. I'm heading in early, and we'll have you covered with this severe weather as we go into the afternoon.